Hey Aries Seeker, welcome back to the Existential Shift with Morgane. This will be your tarot scope for the month of March. Happy birthday for those of you who are early bird Aries, are born still in March. For your birthday, Uranus is leaving you. Good. You're like, phew. But what does it mean? I don't want to talk astrology, intuitive astrology. I want to talk tarot. Because tarot is Torah, is Rota, it concludes all of it. So let's just focus on all of it. No more divide and conquer. No more talking about this or this. Talk about it all. No more discerning your conversation. Counting the giveaways. No more terms and demands for, who gets my wisdom? Here's the thing about truth and healing and philosophy and spiritual knowledge. It belongs to every soul. Okay, the religious Pope as the messenger between man and God kind of thing, we know it's getting old. It was never cool to begin with. The divine is in the heart of every single one of us because we all have hearts. We don't really need mediators. We need guidance and help, but each and every single one of us can find their truth inside. So truth belongs to all. Knowledge belongs to all. That is the thing that will bring resurrection and enlightenment. If we all as a collective step up and forward into awareness, into expansion of our consciousness. How could that happen if people who hold the truth are holding it? Now, I'm not talking about, oh, how dare you charge for your skills and craft. Charge. It's your job. Make a living. Good for you. Happy for you. If someone has a problem with it, they have a big misunderstanding of what it's like to live in this modern world. They can go live in a cave and then they can maybe judge. But as long as you don't live in a cave, you need to make a living, pay for rent. This is your knowledge. This is what you do. Fine. But this doesn't mean that you get to pick and choose who's worthy and who's not. If someone comes to you, they want to learn, they want to know, they offer you what you require in order to make the exchange. Don't be the boundary of truth. Be the river of it. Because that's what the world needs right now, Aries. And you're the initiator. You bring things to surface. You bring the power of will and creation into this world. You can't be picky and petty. That is in contradiction of the essence of teachings and of healing and of consciousness and of knowledge. It's the ego. It's the fear. This doesn't refer just to, you don't have to be a teacher for this to refer to. This refers to also in your private life. This person gets to have this much of me, and this person gets to have this much of me, and I'm measuring. Excuse me? If someone is in your life, they should be in your life because they resonate on your frequency, because they are benefic to your life, to your heart. And if they are worthy of it all. And if they are not, then they shouldn't be in your life at all. This one and this definition, and this one is in this context, and this one only for that, and this person is only for this, and this I speak with that person. This, how much energy are we putting into this discernment that isn't organized? It's dictative and controlling and unflowing. And that's not what truth is. Truth is not the black and white, even the justice card. The justice card is very objective, which makes it extremely subjective. What do I mean by that? Truth is what the situation is, okay? In this case, this is the truth. In that case, this is the truth. The justice is just super intense with it. If it's right, then it's right. And if it's wrong, then it's wrong. But the mechanism is fluid. Like how it decides what is truth and what is a lie. It's fluid. The Hierophant is the messenger of truth. In tradition tarot, it represents the religion, the tradition, the organized system of knowledge. But in modern society, it's just the bearer of knowledge. He has the keys. It's like the high priestess. He's the male equivalent of the high priestess. This is massively channeled. This is a very important message for some of you out there. Your perception of truth needs to start aligning with truth. The truth of the collective spirit, which is everyone is worthy of the opportunity to expand and to learn and to know. And if someone is in your cycles, I keep getting someone who's very, like, very discerning into who gets what, who knows what, who. And they think it's a protection mechanism, but it's a controlling mechanism. It's a very subtle underlying controlling mechanism. It's trying to control who gets the keys to your heart, who gets the keys to your realm, making sure that only those who align with your truth, who are molded into how you perceive things to be like, gets the keys. And that is trying to control the essence of an individual. By nature, we are all very, very different, and we all have a very unique, specific individual blueprint for a reason. We all serve as something in this mechanism of the matrix of humanity, however you want to call it. We have to be loyal to our individualism. And people who give guidance are to teach other people how to find their individualism, how to find their unique path, whether it resonates with yours or doesn't. Okay? Say you are the mediator at a crossroad and people come over and they seek answers to, should I take the right, should I take left, should I take straight? And you're the tour guide, okay? It's your job to recognize which path is proper or aligned with the energy of this individual. Okay, let me walk you through it. Whether it's your path or not, let me walk you through it. Let me advise you through it. Let me hold you through it. Let me tell you my thoughts, my knowledge, my feels, my whatever, to support this journey. If this is your mission in life, and even if it's not, maybe you're just watching me and you're like, but I'm not, what? Then think in your private life with people around you, your social group, your partnerships, your friends, your family, co-workers. Are you picking and choosing? Are you who you're share? I keep getting share, with generosity, give. And I'm not speaking about material generosity, giving someone money. Of course, it's a form of generosity, but I'm speaking of spiritual and emotional generosity. Time, energy, heart. Those are other aspects of generosity. Someone can be very, very cheap with their money, but extremely generous with their heart, with their attention, with their time, or the opposite. Someone can be extremely generous with their money, but I will still consider them to be cheap because they're very cheap with their heart. Show me more for my Aries collective for March. Don't get upset, Aries. You know you need to hear this. And maybe someone is doing this to you. These are general readings. You can reverse the character. Reverse the role. But if this speaks to you and it's pressing a trigger point or a button, the more it annoys you, the more you know there's something there. Five of Swords. Yeah, it's exactly what I just described. Discerning who gets what, who wins what. But it's a sad victory when we do that, and we feel like, oh, our boundaries are intact. Our mechanism is, aligned with the definitions where things fit and where they don't. The mind is somewhat satisfied, but it's still in constant conflict. It's a second 5, by the way. The Hierophant is 5 and then the 5 of Swords. But it's still in constant conflict because the mind isn't the ruler of this mechanism. The heart is, actually. The mind is an assistant. So if only the mind is happy, but the thing that drives this carriage is lost because because the heart isn't fed with an even flow of giving and receiving. And the mind is like, okay, we're in control over this. The heart is like, I want to give, I want to receive. And it's like there's this constant wall. There's no balance in that. And look, everybody's like, yeah, he won, but he has this, like he's hiding, he's not very proud of it, and it's like, it's all gloomy, and it's at the expense of them, and who said they are bad? It's like the 5 of Swords is very, also 5 of Swords calls to make a decision, a clear-cut decision that is based on truth, because the Hierophant is truth. Okay, what is the right thing to do? What is the brave and truthful? The Hierophant is brave with his truth, very brave with his truth. What is the brave and truthful thing to do? Because the 5 of Swords, the entire aspect of it is don't sit on the fence, because then you'll have none, and you'll just be feeding your brain and the mechanism of protection. But the discerning happens only in your head, but not in the surface, not in the field, not in reality. In reality, you're just sitting like a jackass on the fence, one leg here, one leg there, while everything else is prospering and moving on with life. Tap into your source of truth, and then be the mediator for others, but most importantly for yourself. You're not excluded. Two 5s. Okay, let's keep. Oh, the Magician. There we go. There we go. The Magician is, well, the Magician, but it's a major arcana, a high advisor, meaning it's spiritual, it's potential oriented. It requires a force of active will, of action in the world in order to manifest this potential. Okay, so this is everything. You have the Wands, you have the Swords, you have the Cups, and you have the Coins. So this can relate to all fields in your life, not just one. This calls for someone to really, really, really express and exert their knowledge and powers in the world, because they have all that inside of them, But in reality, the minor arcana, it's the Five of Swords. It's like here, not there, not anywhere. Not here, there, everywhere. Not here, not there, not anywhere. And all of this potential is staying harnessed. And it's like there's a need to just completely release and let run wild. Let your intuition, let your talent, let your knowledge, let your wisdom just run wild. Speak to anybody. Like, don't think, where should I put this? Where should I write this? Where should I say it? You encounter someone in the grocery store, you feel like in the you start a conversation and it brings up something, go with it, say it, teach it, help with it, give the advice, say the thing. I'm not saying impose it. But, you know, test the water, say something, see the reaction of the other person. Oh, there's an open line of communication. Okay, let's keep going. Bounce back and forth ideas. Bounce back and forth emotions. Bounce back and forth energy. This infinity sign, this is the constant flow of yin and yang, of give and take, of matter and empty matter. And look where we have it again, repeating in the throat chakra, in the communication. This is also Mercury. Communication, the Hierophant communicates their wisdom. And I'm getting very much like, open it to the public, like speak. Someone needs to really the truth wants to be heard, and if it's using you as a vessel, you can't be its blockage. If truth chose you as a vessel, it's a mission. It's an aspiration for many. It's an honor, whether you enjoy it or not. And I get it if you don't enjoy it, but you have to honor it. Truth and love are the most powerful and elusive forces that we can grasp, or not even grasp. The number of truths as the number of sets of eyes, right? Everything is subjective. Everything changes by the situation. Okay, you take a plant, and the mechanism of the human eye sees the brown branches and the green leaves, but then, and that's the truth of the plant. And then you take the same thing, a plant, you throw it into the ocean, a shark comes by, it sees infrared because it sees with heat. It has a different mechanism. Is it wrong? Is it right? Are we wrong? Are we right? You put the plant on the ground, an airplane flies above, the pilot looks down, it doesn't see a plant, you see a little dot because of the very distant perspective. Is he wrong? Is he right? Brown and yellow shapes, infrared, a dot, different things, but all the same. Okay, it's this. We are all a web of light and molecules. What varies between us is how the molecules are condensed or less condensed. You know, the shape between me and between this thing, it's condensity. The difference is condensity. And then a soul entered my body. Okay, thanks. And color, it's all the way light reflects back in our eyes and how we translate this type of light into type of color. So truth is endless, and it's only one. You don't get to hold it and control it. It's not possible for you as a human entity, as a human mechanism. You can't grasp it. So if it chose you as a vessel to express itself, let it. Don't judge it. Don't try to control it. Don't differentiate. This one is worthy. This one is not. No one puts you on a pedestal to decide who's worthy of a truth and who's not worthy of a truth. Truth is here to expand people's consciousness and to make them better, to make this world better. And if you have the ability to give that to others, give it. Don't discern. I'm getting that this is a very specific message to either one or several people who need to hear it. And if it doesn't relate to you as a mission or something that you do, then think of it in your private life. In your private life, Aries. That can definitely relate to that. You know, like when there's types of friendships, this person I'm only going out for a beer with. This person I'm only working with. This person is only for the night. This person is only for the morning. This person is only to train with. This person is only to hang out with. And so on. Look as people as, instead of machines with a tagline, as an endless form of existence that we can't comprehend. Everyone is endless with possibilities of what they can be. Honor that. Give them the opportunity to expand. Give yourself the opportunity to see them in different light. Because, as I said, the plant in different situation gets a different shape. The same type of thing, okay, the same person, for example, you put them in this situation and you see that from them. You put them in a different situation, you suddenly see a completely different colors because the light reflects differently. The scenario has changed. The physics of the mechanics of the environment is different, so they are different. They adapt. Everybody adapts to their environment. I am different when I'm in my kitchen. I am different when I'm working outside. I'm different when I'm training. I'm different. Everybody is different in different situations, right? Don't belittle anybody or anything by trying to put them in a certain mold or diagram. The skin that I have on now, nothing in me, in my body, is what I had in me 10 years ago. The cells died and were reborn again. Okay, this is a completely different skin. We constantly change. People are not one shape. People are eternal light and eternal and tons of molecules, and their condensity changes and their reflection as a light. Their reflection changes in accordance to where they are and how you view them. So their colors changes and their shape is changing constantly. And if you're a wise guy, I'm not saying it sarcastically, if you are someone that have the Magician and the Hierophant, that's powerful stuff. If you are someone whom people follow, once again, guys, you don't have to think of it as like a big thing. This could be you have an impact in your community, or you're the person in your family that is the go-to, or you're at your job. You know, it could be a project manager and everybody comes to you. So you can think of it as a macro or as a micro. As a generalized, as something big, or as a metonymy of it. You know, it's... Whew, okay. What was that? Morgan GREER Tarot, by the way. Beautiful deck. We will see the cards. Soon I will tilt the camera down so you can take a look at them. Okay, let's get going. The Lovers. Speaking of mediating between a path and a crossroad with paths. Okay. So we had 3 masculines so far in the first 3 cards, and there comes in the feminine. If you'll follow my advice, that's when the divine feminine aspects in you will start to awaken, and you will discover hidden truths in you that you've suppressed for a really long time. Now, you can be a female watching me. That doesn't matter. It's the energy. If so far it was only yang, now the yin comes in. And nothing is complete without the other, okay? Empty matter needs matter to be empty. Matter needs empty matter to be matter. Right? Everything is relative. Up needs the down to be the up. Down needs the up to be the down. relativity. If there's only masculine force of thought and not the heart, there's no balance. And it will always stay in the almost zone when it comes to your success and your expansion. You think it seemingly on the surface has no connection to things, but once you'll tap into the mechanism of the divine feminine energy and the heart of the creation, of the spirit, that's when the energy will click, and that's when you'll be able to take it to the next level. Things will start aligning, and instead of being constantly at an almost there, alchemy. It's the suggestion. Is that how you say it in English? Suggestia in Hebrew. It's a chemical process when two different matters, like yin and yang, right, combine, and then a new matter happens. So that's the extra layer that you need. That's the extra thing that you need to take you to a higher ground. Ten of Swords, yes. The mechanism of the mind needs to go through a final harsh lesson and to just release and relieve you from itself. I'm not trying to shade the mind, but I say it a lot. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a dangerous master. Time to make the mind neither servant nor master. An ally. An ally to the heart, which is most definitely not smarter than the heart. Three of Wands. This is Sun in Aries, by the way, so cool. Hold on. So some of you are really starting a new road, a new path. The Lovers, it's a choice of a path in life. It's usually dramatic. It's like being willing to release certain things that are not serving you anymore to make room for things that are serving you. In this case, there's a release of the mechanism of the mind that you've been really, really incarcerated in. We go from Five of Swords to the Ten of Swords. So March is going to be a massive spiritual process where you really realize how much you have let your mind control your wisdom, where you were being smart but not wise, and you're releasing the intellect to make room for spiritual and emotional wisdom. This is not saying that you're not going to be smart. It's just you're making room for the next level. Three of Wands, you're going to start to feel what it's like to walk this new path. Like it's like the skin will be different, the attitude, the perception will be different. You'll start approaching things differently, and there will be a better understanding between you and people, better communication, because I'm getting that people will feel more more accepted around you. Does that make sense? Yeah, that feels right. Okay, show me more for Aries for March, please. Okay. Nine of Cups. Wish fulfilled from the realm of the heart, and it's right under the Lovers. Okay, so love is in the house, great. So maybe you had to make room for something. Maybe this is what it's about. Well, the heart is always present, okay, whether it be as like an actual love connection, like as a relationship, or just like as an expression. But this is not the Ace of Cups. This is not the essence of love. This is Nine of Cups. This is the completion and existence in your mundane life, in your daily life, okay? There's a wish fulfilled here, something that you really wanted kind of happening, and it's making you blush. Okay, this is very sweet, and it's right under. Okay, so there's something really, really sweet happening for you, Aries. You deserve happiness. You deserve to feel happiness, but so many of you, I feel like, we're so up in the realm of the mind, you couldn't really... It's like someone letting go of fearing something and then discovering that it's actually really great. Like someone really scared of the realm of the heart and then letting go of trying to control and kind of block anything from touching it. And then when they release I forget the word. Release the objection. When they release the objection, I guess, I'm sure there's a better word for it. And then they allow it to actually enter and flow. Then they're like, oh, this is kind of tingling. It's kind of nice. There's a tingling feeling sensation here. It starts really spiritual and deep, like there's a journey that Aries are going through. I like it. And they're releasing, there's also the release of karmic bondages and karmic cycles and repetitions, things that have really hurt you in the past. You're releasing it not only with in practicality, aka these people are no longer in your life, but most importantly, you're releasing the fear and the anguish. Because if the fear and anguish, if the mind is still there, someone said, where someone's thought is, that's where he is. So even if a certain person is not in your life anymore, if you're constantly processing it and thinking about it and operating from it and just being in it, that's where you are. So there's also releasing the mechanism of the analysis, not analysis paralysis, but yeah, someone more like remembering and fearing. This is good, Aries. 3 of Wands, 9 of Cups. That's when your wishes will start to be fulfilled on multi-levels, but it's up to you, right? Free choice. You can hold on to your truth, and you can hold on to your heart, and you can hold on to your defenses and your mechanism for eternity, and then it will take eternity. Or you can do it in a month, and then it will take a month. But once you release those bondages, those shackles, look at what's coming in. It's beautiful. It depends on each and every single Aries out there. Watch your other placements, by the way. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you don't resonate, watch your other placements. I also super recommend to go back to last month's reading, aka in this case February. We're still in February as I'm recording this, where we are in the midst of the energies. We just had Virgo full moon. Watch February reads to really understand where you're standing right now and what you could do better to finalize these energies right now, okay? Before going into March and allowing March energies to manifest fully. Okay. 2 of Swords. Interesting. So there's a little bit of back and forth. We're going back to the mechanism a little bit. Or I'm getting another narrative. This can be an added one for you, or a completely different one for someone else. Electra Syndrome. The female that has psychological issues with her father. Well, who doesn't? But in this case, it's a mindset that is stuck in childhood with something that has happened with a father figure. It mostly relates to feminines, but it can definitely relate to masculines. And it's there. But also, so that's side note. Also, I'm now getting I need one more just to finalize the message. Explain this to me more, please. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so we have 9 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. I want to show this to you. This is interesting. Okay. So these are two really great cards that are completion to the suit of cups in this case, and to the suit of pentacles in this case. And in this deck we have like a feminine and a masculine. Both are really complete and wholesome in their own realm, right? This one is super jolly and happy on his own. This one is super happy and jolly on her own. But how do we make this? Because they're on two sides of this Two of Swords. The thing that prevents these two from being together in the same card, aka the Lovers, because there's the potential, this is what can and should be, but this is reality. These are minor arcanas. So the thing that separates is the duality of the mind. Each sword is on its own. Okay, I'm getting two counterparts. You know, like the more you are stronger in your realm, the more you're independent and build your own career and your own life, it's harder for you to let someone else in because you already have your habits and your, you know, how you like things to be. It's very hard. It's not like when we're children where our heart is so open and we're still like so soft and molded. We're so open to other experiences, so we form connections so easily. But the more we grow and the more we succeed, we're like, okay, this works for me. The more we're trying to hold, you know, to our independence, to our how we're used to things working, to our habits. So how do you combine these two? By dropping the swords and unblocking the heart chakra. See here, both so exposed, their chest, their expression, their emotional expression, their chakra is so open. And in here, it's so blocked. Now, it's hard to say it's a bad thing because both are so like, this is like two single people in their 30s or in their 40s that are very successful and have had a great journey and now they're super happy with themselves, but like, they both like it in their place. Like they don't want to go to the other person's place, right? Because they have everything they need in their place. Like it's very, or, you know, each works at a different place geographically. Okay, this one wants to meet close to her work. This one wants to be close to his work. You know, like things like that. Compromise, balance, and fairness is the answer. Good potential though, because this is earth and this is water. It feeds each other. These are elements that feeds each other. And Lovers is here. But still, there's like a hesitance. Let's see how this concludes. One more card, please. For Aries for March. Thank you. I guess it's two cards. Ooh, huh. Judgment and the Three of Cups. Okay. So there could be, I'm just going to say it, someone who's seeing someone, but then someone from their past is coming back. And it kind of confuses the balance of the situation. But also, I'm getting something else now. Three of Cups is a card of celebration, renewal, unity, and flow. It's lighthearted, it's joyous. This is a lot of good times. This is like... This could be friendships, this could be groups of friends, this could be going out together, parties, just really lighthearted energy that can melt a little bit this really strict mindset. Oh God, this is very strict. I'm getting very strict energy. Someone is really stubborn. This is like let go of the swords, eat grapes. Watch my Taurus. It was like eat cake. The Judgment brings awakening, okay? But the awakening happens when the individual is ready, fully ready, not when they want to be ready. So it has divine timing in store. I think relationships are going to be really, really emphasized in your life, Aries, in the next month. And when I say relationship, it could be romantic, but also friendships and family, like all of it. I think some of you have multiple options. I don't think you're juggling as much as you're just confused, so detaching yourself to think of it from afar, kind of thing. But I think some of you are waking up to the need of either, you know, some of you are wanting to have a family and something structured. Hmm. 3939. 2. There's also the okay, freedom versus companionship kind of thing. Do I want to give up my freedom of communication with a lot of people for the sake of having something structured and dual, and do I want it one-on-one or do I want it group environment kind of thing? This could be work, but this could be your romantic life, most especially. Okay, I'm just gonna say it, Aries. Some of you are like, you're really feeling the urge and the awakening that you want something real and strong and tangible in your life relationship-wise, but you're having a hard time of saying goodbye to being a single lady or a single man. And this might be the choice, the spiritual choice that you feel like you need to take. And some of you will be tempted to avoid making that choice with just kind of being in a state of denial. The way I make decisions is I'm thinking, okay, what will serve me in the long run? Well, okay, both these options will satisfy me right now, obviously, or else I wouldn't be deliberating. But what will maintain satisfaction tomorrow and next year and in 10 years from now? And this doesn't have to relate just for partnerships. This can relate to the choice of jobs, projects, things like that. But someone is also really used to getting what they want, how they want it, and they are kind of stubborn and don't want to let go of that. It comes with it's kind of, I'm just going to say it has a little bit of a childish kind of attitude to it. But there's a really big process of maturity here that I feel like is happening. I don't know if it will completely, I don't know, what, I forget words, I'm sorry. If it will completely reach completion and culmination in March, or if it's just a part of the journey, like March, because there's a lot of major arcanas here. And I think it's also a matter of decision. Free choice, Aries. It's like going back and forth from like childlike wants and needs to mature wants and needs, and lack of ability to make a proper decision as to what is fitting for you. I can't tell you what to do, Aries. You know? Wow, 45 minutes? My God, I'm so sorry. It's my rants in the beginning. Okay. I'm going to continue this in the extended. I'm going to do it right now, link below. I'm going to take the major arcanas and the repetitions, like the 2 9s and the 2 3s, and then and keep talking a little bit and give it a little bit of alter options. And then I'll do a new shuffle of a Celtic cross, and then I will pull 3 runes and give a rune reading. So it's going to be kind of cool. So I'll see you in the extended, link below. Below in the information box, by the way, you can also find the extended for 2019 for the entire year, 2019 Ministers of Magic. And you can also find a link to Tarot Masterclass if you want to know about cards that came out in a spread. You can choose the cards that you want to learn about, or you can take them all, whatever you want. And also there's a way of booking a private reading with me if you want to just go further into your own story. Follow me on Instagram. It's the Existential Shift if you feel like it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your opportunity. Welcome to the Existential Shift. And that's it, guys. I will see you in April, and happy birthday for those of you who are celebrating. Ooh, maybe that's the 3 of Cups. You're having a party, a birthday party. Nice. Okay. Bye, guys.